So in today's video I'm going to be unboxing a package from another YouTuber who's called My Playhouse, aka Morten Hjort. He's also kind of does server videos, and I did buy some stuff from his little store where he sells old server equipment. There should be a 25 gigabit network card, actually two of them, and then some SFP modules. I think he said that he was going to include some other stuff because I did 3D print some stuff for him for his battery stuff. So yeah, let's just unpack it and see what I have. So you're just gonna work carefully in case there's any cables. I'm not going too deep. So it looks like we have the SFP fiber modules. I ordered a lot of 10 gigabit modules, and it looks like there's two extra because I ordered no, actually that's wrong, because I ordered some RJ45s and I ordered some SFPs, and I think it's a both. And then there's a fiber cable. I don't know if I can trust the label, but this seems to be a 5-meter fiber cable. You can also just have a look at the SFPs here. And let's see what else we got. We have something from fs.com. It's a different fiber cable. I wonder what this is. I'm just gonna open it. Okay, so it's a thick fiber cable. It's actually interesting. It's not like these, which are like very thin and you have to be careful with them. Of course you have to be careful with this one also, but it's way thicker. And yeah, this already has some modules on it. I think it was because I ordered all of these, I think are 10 gigabit, which because I only have 10 gigabit networking only, but I have 10 gigabit networking here, and I wanted to put one of the cards in my desktop and then the other card I could have in my server, so I could have multiple ports. But I think he said that he would include some 25 gigabit cables, and I think this is supposed to be a 25 gigabit cable then. Not sure how long it is. It should be pretty long. It should be long enough for going from my server to my desktop. So it's an Intel card. I'm not sure how many gigabits it is. It's an 850 nanometer. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I'll have to look up the model number. And it's not one of those where it's a direct attached to the fiber. You can get some optical fiber cables where they're attached to the SFPs. This is an LC connector, but you can also, of course, I have some of those direct attached copper cables, which are not with fiber, they're just with LC. Okay, I'm not sure. Now this is completely messed up. Just gonna put that over here, and let's see what else we get. Yeah, so these are the other SFPs I was talking about. These are RJ45 to SFP. These are only 1 gigabit because he didn't even have any 10 gigabit, but I know the 10 gigabit options for this kind of module is very expensive and runs very hot. It's just that I have in my electrical closet, I have a switch, a Ubiquiti, oh it's not Ubiquiti, it's Unify Edge switch. It's not Unify, it is Ubiquiti, that's what I meant. It has an edge switch and has, I think it's 2 SFP cages, but I'm not in a position where I can run any fiber to that because it's in the middle of the electrical closet and all of the patch stuff I have is for RJ45. So I thought, well, it's not 10 gigabit anyways, I might want to get 2 of these and actually just have 2 more RJ45 ports because I'm running out of ports, and it would be very nice to get 2 extra ports, even though they're not going to be fiber, not going to get the benefit of fiber, but my apartment is not so big that I need the benefit of fiber for that anyway. So let's dig in further. There should be some networking cards, if it's not stuck in the packaging. Okay. Yeah, great. So we have, these are, I believe they're Intel, if I don't remember correctly. Well, it doesn't really say on it what manufacturer it's from, but if I don't remember completely wrong, it should be an Intel card. It's from, what to say, it says 2022 here, so it's not even that old, and it costs 85 euros per piece. I'll leave a link to his shop in the description. Some of the stuff is actually, yeah, pretty good. Some of the stuff is also pretty old. So, and let's see, he included the little low profile brackets for it. And let's see, oh, there's a letter. So you just put a little note where it says, "Hello Tobias, thank you for your order and your support." And then it's signed by Morten. So that's pretty nice. And just looking at the order slip, he did include too many SFP modules. So I'm not sure, I'll have to check them to see what those other ones are. Because of course these ones I did order. And then there should only be 6 here. So I'm not sure. Yeah, so these are all the same. It's a nice package he has for them because it makes it so they're not just floating around. So these are all the same. These are my 10 gigabit. And then these are something else. Okay, so these are also 850 nanometers at 100 meter and they are 25 gigabits. So these are 25 gigabits and then the ones that he attached to the cable are also 25. So we just have a look at this one. This should be a 10 gigabit, which was the one that I was planning to use. These are SFP 10 gigabit and I think they should also be 850 nanometer. SFP plus, yeah, 850. So yeah, these were the ones that I was planning to use for, yeah, what was my plan? My plan was to put this, order a fiber cable from fs.com and put this between my PC and my server, and then he was like, well, you ordered 25 gigabit cards, so I'll give you some 25 gig, which is nice of him. So so yeah, let's put these back. I wonder why he didn't put, do these not fit in here? Oh, these don't fit, that's why he didn't put them in. Yeah, so so these will go in my little wiring closet. We can also see the model number of that one. It does say here, it says 1000 base, so it should be just a 1 gigabit, which is fine. It's not crazy fast and I didn't buy it for that. I just need more ports and I'm not using those SFP ports. So that's pretty nice. I do have some other, I just realized the reason I bought these was because I didn't think I already have some. But a while back I did also buy some other stuff from his store and apparently it was the exact same 2 modules that I bought. So now I have 8 of these because, well, I didn't realize it was the same module. I thought I had 1 gigabit fiber modules, but it was, yeah, apparently 10 gigabit. That's pretty nice. So yeah, so I have this one. Did it say it was 25 gigabit? I don't know. So the other optics say that they were 25. I'll just look at this one again. Okay, I didn't see that. I said actually 850, 10 gigabit at 300 meters. So this is a 10 gigabit. I think, I'm not quite sure what to do with this because this one doesn't have the protecting thing on it. But this cable is a bit more robust. I don't know what kind of cable this is. It's a OM3 or something. Cable, yeah, so it's OM3 and then it's 52 to 120. Yep. I don't know what this rest of that means, but it's an OM3 cable, which should be enough to do 25 gigabit, at least at my distance. It's now time to take out the server, which apparently some moron decided that it was a good idea to screw in. I don't really know why, because it's not like it's gonna fall out, but yeah, I'm just gonna unscrew it. I guess I just thought, well, the cables are, the screws are included, so I might as well screw it in, but yeah, it doesn't really do anything good. I'm gonna need that screwdriver. So now I should be able to take out the server, and before that I just have to move the camera because otherwise you're going to be in the way. So you just stand over here. Thank you. Now unplug that. There we go. Nice. Now I just have 2 thumb screws. Originally this case comes with regular screws on the back, but they seem to be the same thread as a, what's it called, a 632 I think it's called. You know, the regular PC thumb screw thread. There's nothing special about it, so I just bought random thumb screws and just don't screw it in on the side, but that seems to work fine. Okay, and this time when we're working on the server, I actually have a proper tripod so we can actually see what I'm doing. So I just have this knocked to a 120mm, that's actually a 140mm fan, sitting on top of all this stuff here, because I have my HBA and my KVM, and then obviously the network card, which we're here to replace. And yeah, as the HBA gets quite hot, I just also did a quick test on the network card, which is in my desktop, and it doesn't seem to get that hot, but yeah, this cooling that I'm going to provide with this fan on top is definitely going to be enough. So here we have the new networking card, and if we just compare it to the, I was going to say the old one, but it's not that old, the old one. This is like a few videos ago I installed this. This is the Intertech Argos something, I think it's called. Yeah, so this is the box for the old card. So if you want to have a 10 gigabit card, this is just a single port SFP plus, and yeah, it works great. It has been completely reliable. It's just that, yeah, I wanted 25 gigabit now. So, and it should be able to link at 10 gigabit as well. So I should have one connection for my switch and then one connection for my desktop. But let's stop rambling and install it. There we go. Perfect. And let's screw it in. And I'm just making sure that it's aligned properly from the on the back plate, because sometimes you can kind of misalign them and those be hard to plug in stuff, but it seems to be aligned nicely. And yeah, one day I do want to put in a GPU in this slot, which means that I have to move the KVM, which I have to fix because it's not screwed in properly. Should I fix that now? I should really do that. So I have to move this KVM somewhere else, and I'm thinking I could just mount it like, I don't know, up here or something, because it doesn't actually need any of the PCI slot stuff. It's purely just for mounting. And yeah, that's aligned pretty well to the back plate. Okay, so that's something that I've wanted to do for a while, because it was kind of annoying that it was loose. So yeah, now we have still little connectors for if I want to put in a SSD at some point here. That should be fine. And this one is screwed in also, so we can just put our little fan back. Make sure it doesn't collide with the SATA connectors here. And that should be good. The fan isn't screwed in or anything, because it's, yeah, mounted fine like that. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to downgrade to a probably an 80mm fan to put somewhere, because if I put a GPU here, it's gonna take up like this whole space. So there's not gonna be room. And we're gonna put on the side panel, which is not the side panel, it's the top panel. We can also just check for dust. That's actually not that dusty on the front of the CPU cooler there. And yeah, in a previous video I did also change the power cables on a 650 watt power supply to get it to work with the setup I have now, and it ended up still giving me problems when I changed the hard drives. So for right now I have a 1000 watt power supply in here is overkill for this system. I'm probably gonna end up buying like a Seasonic 650, because a 650 should be enough for this. Like, it's not like it's drawing a whole bunch of power. It's just that that Corsair power supply seems to not play nicely with this. But this 1000 watt was on sale at some point. I think it was on sale, so it cost as much as a 650 does, or maybe an 850. It was really cheap, but not really cheap, but it was like 60% discount or 50% discount of what it normally costs. But I also note that, yeah, well, currently I don't have a use for this 1000 watt power supply, so I might as well wait until I have a use for it and then buy the new one for the server. But let's put you right back here. Let's put the server back in the rack. Okay. Perfect. That was easy. And yep, for some reason I'm screwing it in. So let's do that again. Don't ask me why. There's no good reason for it, but yeah. There's a bit limited space here, but I'm gonna try my best to kind of plug in the stuff around the camera. There's not really space for a tripod here, so yeah, let's plug in that guy, and then I guess we'll do the, I don't know which one is port 1 and 2, but this one should be the 10 gigabit to my switch, and then as I mentioned earlier, this is already installed on my desktop, so we'll just plug that in, and I did it the right way the first time. So we have the KVM power over there, the current temporary network device, and the two optic, the two SFP cables, and let's just turn on the power supply, and I think that should be good to go. Well, it has booted into Proxmox, so let's just refresh, and we see that everything here seems to work at least. So now this is the old SFP, and I think I can just safely remove that. And then I don't know which one of these are yeah, let's do just port 1, and then we can always swap around the SFP cages. So we'll do we'll just copy the name of this, and then we'll go into VMBR1, and we'll bridge it to that, and we'll apply configuration. Okay, so it seems to be thinking about it. I just swapped around the SFPs just in case that the ports are the other way around. Okay, so it says task okay. So did it succeed now? Yeah, okay, we are successful. So the ports that are plugged in were the other way around. So now this one is SFP28 top. We'll just do top because it's the top one. And then this one will be bottom. And this is obviously the onboard. I'll just apply that. And now, in order to establish a link from my PC to Proxmox, I guess I could, well, it's not really Proxmox I want to establish it with. I guess it's more the Tuna SVM actually. I'll just go into my switch and double check if it's linked at 10 gigabit on the switch itself. So I should be able to see that this port here. and it doesn't tell me. It tells me here. Yeah. Okay. So it is linked at 10 gigabit, which is nice. So now the next thing is that I probably want to pass this to TrueNAS directly, because I don't really have a use case to use it in Proxmox really. So I think I can do that if I go into hardware, add a PCI device, and then it won't be a map device, it'll be a raw device, and then this Q logic. You'd think it would be the second one. Yeah. And I probably want to set the PCI Express thing. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, that's the SAS. So I think this should be good. We just have to shut it down and then start it back up. And yeah, we'll just try that. Either the whole thing crashed or... No, the whole thing didn't crash. Great. Yeah, I probably screwed up the PCI pass-through. Okay. Yeah, because it crashed when I did that. Yeah. Oh, I can actually... I could do like link. Oh, that made my day. Okay, don't save that. Yeah. Okay, so I just have to change the configuration to be a different PCI device. QM list probably. QM list. Okay, yeah. So QM shut down. We'll just do a shutdown, and I should get my PCI device back. And then when it is shut down, I will just maybe go into the. Should I just reboot? Might be easier, but then again, that's not gonna fix the configuration. So etc PVE QEMU server. Okay, nano, TPU, bridge, host PCI, there it is. Okay, so that one. And, which one is, do an LS PCI. So 6 is the, okay. Oh, that's 2 bridges. Oh, it's probably not 0, 0. It's probably, yeah, it's just because more zeros in front. So 0, 1 is the Ethernet controller. And 6 we shouldn't mess with because that's the SCSI serial thing. So if I do host PCI and then maybe a .0, then it will take the first one instead of the second one, and so maybe the backwards for some reason. Now should be ready to go again. So what? Yeah, so probably, so I guess this one would be 0 and this is 1 and the PCI thing, because now it should be changed to, what's another one? So it's 0 and it stopped working. So it just doesn't like passing through any of it. Not even. Q, MPE, Q, because I don't know how it handles the pending changes when you just edit the thing directly. So yeah. So I guess this is not that heavy about being passed through. There we go. And let's just delete the pass-through. Save and exit that. And I guess I'm gonna need to, unless this just magically comes up, which it doesn't, just gonna give it a reboot. Oh, that was an error, but I didn't see what it was. So maybe what I should do is change the network configuration back to the onboard one while I mess with this stuff. So we'll just do onboard and we'll copy that and we'll change that to that and then that and save. And then I can mess with the PCI pass-through and get that to work. And then, yeah, once that works, then I'll try to change it, because then I don't lose connection every time. So if we add a PCI device, and then it should be that one. That should be the second one. And then I don't know if I selected PCI Express. I should have, but all features. I don't know what that does, because it's 100, and if I don't select all features, then it's 000. And then if I select that one, it would be 00 and then 1. Yeah, so I have to select. I don't have to select all features because it will take both the adapters, and I only want one of them. So I'd want the second port, and then not all features, and so PCIe equals 1. So now maybe it will work. Great. Okay, that should be good. Let's see if it works now. Yeah, we see actually backups now. Great. So do you see something? Connection error. Yeah, you can't connect to, but I guess it presumes that the backups are stored on the primary one, which obviously it can't connect to. So I'm gonna try to restore it from this guy, so VM 111, and then take the latest one from, yeah, this is from midnight. Oh, so restore, and then yeah, that should be fine. So it puts it in a new VM, and yeah, it'll be, that should be fine. Yeah, let's restore it, see what happens. So it created a new one, and we'll just discard the old one. So it's actually nice that I set up a separate Proxmox backup server, because otherwise this would be really tedious. I would have to set up a new TrueNAS. I guess I do have the configuration, but it's some time ago that I took it. But yeah, I would have to set up a new TrueNAS, and actually the configuration is on my pool, so that would be pretty difficult to actually restore that. So I have to, set up a new TrueNAS, mount the pool, get the config, set up the share, and then be able to boot up the backup server here. So that's why you have a standalone backup system, so you can just, if your primary system goes down, you can always connect to it. Okay, it should now be completed. And did get the name. See about the hardware. So we do have the correct PCI pass-through. Let's try to boot this up. Cross my fingers that it's not broken. Yeah, this is correct. So I don't know, maybe I shut it down and killed it and did things that it didn't like. So let's see. I think that's supposed to happen. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. So in the last video, I was setting up Proxmox backup server on a virtual machine on my... Okay, I do see audios in OBS, so I'll just... main server. And I... yeah. So this guy saved me. So let's add the PCI device again. And this is gonna make sure, like, it says active no, so it shouldn't, and as long as it isn't assigned to anything, it should be good. But now that I'm thinking about it, I could actually just leave my Proxmox server assigned to the onboard guy, because yeah, 2.5 gigabit to Proxmox itself should be fine. Like, I'm not transferring anything to Proxmox really, and then have the network card completely assigned in. Yeah, that could be a thing that I could do. So yeah, let's just try to add the PCI device again and see what happens. So we'll do raw device. We'll do probably port 1, and let's just make sure that, yeah, it's the was port 0 that I was gonna assign to Proxmox. Yeah. Thinking about it more, I think that's what I'll do. I'll pass through the network card completely. Because that's, I don't know, that just seems more of a thing to do. So I'll pass it through completely. Then just continue to use Proxmox through the built-in, the onboard one. I think that's what I should do. I'll do that. Yeah, because this seems annoying. I think that's the move. So we'll do that. So we'll do exit, and then we'll do shutdown. Yes. We'll just do all features, and then I think that (1) will be removed. Yeah, so basically called 100, which 100 corresponds to the whole device. So it should be good. And then I can just, I guess I can remove both these from here. Apply that. That one has an IP address of 99. That one is assigned to that one, and that one doesn't have anything. And then this one has an IP, and that one is assigned inside of... Do they have the same MAC addresses? Yeah, they do have the same MAC addresses. So this one would be assigned the bridge there. Then the PCI is passed through. Ethernet controller, that one, which I obviously have to remove. And then this one will... yeah, okay, I can apply them. So I think this one automatically from DHCP. So I'll remove define static and then just not set it. Okay. And then should it be... yeah, should be good. And then this one we'll do get a DHCP, and then I will my NAS here. So this one, change the MAC address to that. Okay, we'll apply that. Oh wait, I'm stupid. I'm actually... okay, this whole thing I was complaining about, this thing not working, well, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. because guess who configured this thing as a trunk? And yeah, so exclude, 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 exclude. Yep. So that's a thing. Yep. Yay. Okay, let's go to network. Now what? Yeah, so this is the... Yeah, this should be right. So this is the SFP. This is the... whatever that one is. I don't know what that is now. So this is the storage. It's called PVE. Called PVE storage. We'll call this SFP28 P1. And then this one obviously is SFP28.2. And then I have no clue what this is, because there shouldn't be any more network adapters. So this is the storage one. And yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a loopback or something. ENSP6. So 6, 18 and 19. Oh, it's obviously, yeah. Okay, so it's just the old one. So I just have to delete this one. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we'll just apply that. Save. And now, Bob's your uncle. So this one, now I can assign the address for a 172, 172, no, 10.255.128.11/24. MTU of 9000. Okay, we'll save that. And now in my own little thing here, I guess which one is linked to something? I guess that would be this one. Could I actually see the details? That would be nice. Why can't I? Well, they both say unplugged. Well, I guess it is unplugged. I'll just plug it in. This ain't confusing at all. But yeah, now it's plugged into that one. It's linked at 25 gigabits. Nice, nice. So I'll just give it an IP. And we'll do 100, I guess. And there will be in a gateway, and I think I can set the MTU somewhere. MTU is a physical thing. So yeah, well, didn't you apply it? Of course. Why did I fucking apply it? Did I click cancel? 10.255.128.100 255 255 255. Save that. Okay. And yeah, we can access TrueNAS directly. If I go to local, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc. What the heck? So, System 32, drivers. Yeah. Why is there no etc? Oh, Windows, System, drivers. Am I wrong? Am I cooked here? Drivers? Why is there no etc folder? Okay, that was weird. So let's just do 10.255.128.11 is s-nas01, and then also for the port 1 would be the one without the 2. Sometimes they mix around, so that's why. And then driver, advanced. Oh, it even has like native VLAN support in the driver, so you don't have to configure. Sometimes with VLANs you have to configure a Hyper-V switch in order to get the. If I was an MTU jumbo packets, 9,000. I think that would be what I was looking for. So now, yeah, I don't know, it's still pretty slow. Maybe I just have to reboot Chrome. And let's put it here. So one way we get 280, which is, well, to be expected. It's the hard drives that are kind of the limiting. This also was what I would get with 10 gigabit. Now my desktop wouldn't actually be able to get this before because it was limited to 2.5 gigabit. But yeah, we'll see. So I'll just do a copy it to a temp folder, copy it back, and it should be cached by ZFS, which it isn't. So I'm getting 280 megabytes. Okay. I don't know if it's using the, yeah, it's using all of it, and all of it is like 14 gigabytes of cache. So I'm not really seeing a benefit, meaning that I might as well just have left the 10 gigabit card in there. But yeah, it's weird why it's not caching it. Maybe I should add like an Optane log device, or slog, not slog, ARC2 thing. Yeah, so it's still clearly going through this one, which you can see. So no traffic through this one, 10.255.128.11. So is it still mounted to the... Okay. Who's this idiot? Who is this idiot, man? Who, really? Like, this guy. Now we're cooking with gas. The gas is cooking. We're cooking with the gas. And now this might be mounted via the one thing or the wrong thing, and who knows, but we'll see when we transfer it. Okay, so now we're actually getting 1.3 gigabits, or gigabytes, sorry. Could we see that? So 10.255. So it actually read pretty quickly. Not a Linux ISO, but it's a Windows ISO. So if I read the whole thing, yeah, we're getting 3.7 now. So this is the speed of the hard drives, definitely. So faster than 2.5 gigabit. It's actually getting 400, but this is, you know, nowhere close to the 25 gigabits. So it's about 3.1 gigabits. But if I cancel this and then just do the same file a few times, you can see now it's going at 1.4 gigabytes. And that was 12 gigabits. And let me think, we're copying to my... Yeah, Samsung should be able to do that. So let's try to run a Crystal disk mark. And let's see what happens. So I don't know if it's going to use the ZFS cache. That's something to be seen. 1700 megabytes. and we can see that's about 14 gigabits it's doing down here. So it's going over 10 gigabits. And I guess ZFS is also caching it. Could see that here, but it's not really showing me how much is cached. I only have 32 gigs of RAM on this VM, so yeah, it's still going at 6 gigabits. I guess it is. I guess it is caching most of it and then writing to the hard drives later, because it's not a sync write. We're just doing regular I/O. Because a sync write would bypass the ZFS cache and it would write directly to the hard drives, but I don't have anything that uses sync writes. 2600 megabytes sequential write, so that's about megabytes. So that's around those 22 gigabits. Yeah, because 1 gigabyte is around what do we say, 8 gigabits. So that's it. I finally managed to establish a connection between my server and my desktop over there. I did encounter some unexpected hurdles along the way, but in the end it seems to be working as it should. I'm not getting the full bandwidth on my regular use because of course the server only has spinning Rust, so I'm only getting above 10 gigabits or even above 3 gigabits when it's something that's ZFS is caching. But then again, maybe at some point I could install some type of Optane SSD for the ZFS cache. Maybe allocate a bit more RAM to the TrueNAS VM. The server totally has 128 gigs of RAM, so it would definitely be possible to allocate maybe 64 gigabytes to TrueNAS instead of the current 32. Now that being said, I don't know if this was a totally worth it upgrade, because even if I did add some caching devices, I'm not really gonna get a benefit, because I never in the real world have a transfer where I would be able to actually benefit from this speed increase. But it's nice to have, it's nice to play with, and it was I would like to imagine that it was a pretty good deal for those cards, 85 euros each, plus the SFP modules. If you're gonna buy it yourself, I'll link the store down in the description below. It might not include free SFP modules for you. I did 3D print him some stuff, so that's why I also got free stuff in return. I hope you learned something during this video. At least I know I certainly did. If you did learn something, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And while you're down there, you can also make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And then I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.